Hey there, Rednecks, Preppies, Redneck Preppies. It's me, the Redneck Preppy. How you doing today? Great. Good. A question I get is, what press should someone getting into reloading start with? Everyone has an opinion, and I know that some reloaders aren't going to agree with mine. Before we go down the rabbit hole, let me just enumerate the three basic kind of presses available. There are three: single stage, turret, and progressive. Now, as the name suggests, a single stage press performs one major action with every pull of the handle, be it resizing or bullet seating or putting a neck crimp on. They tend to be used for full power rifle cartridges, though you can use them to reload anything. Also, those people who are focused on accuracy over quantity of ammunition tend to favor them. Now, the knock on single stage presses is that they are slower than any other type of reloading press because they only perform one action at a time. So you have to reset the press for another action, such as bullet seating after resizing. A turret press usually has 3 or more stations and will turn out one completed round with a few pulls of the handle. They're obviously faster than single stage presses, but they're also more expensive than them, but less so than progressive presses. Most turret presses aren't designed for full power rifle rounds. They are best for pistol calibers and smaller rifle rounds, though you can find turret presses built for that more intensive reloading. They can also need more maintenance than single stage presses. Progressive presses are the most expensive and complicated type of press, but can also turn out ammunition much faster than single stage and turret presses. With each pull of the handle, you can turn out a fully loaded round once you get going. They do have some downsides besides price, however. They can be difficult to set up and fine-tune and are larger machines. Another potential issue for many reloaders is that they're best suited for pistol and small rifle cartridges. They aren't for full-sized rifle cartridges. In fact, many are incapable of even loading them. Alright, so now that we have an idea what the three types of reloading presses are, let's answer the question: which press is best for a new reloader? The case in favor of progressive presses is that if you intend on primarily reloading pistol caliber cartridges and small rifle cartridges, like 223 Remington, you may as well learn on the press that you'll probably eventually and exclusively be using. If you take your time, take care, and move slowly at first, you can learn to use a progressive press and use it no less safely than if you had started out with a simpler press. I understand the reasoning and agree that it's certainly possible, but I'm also going to have to respectfully disagree. And my rationale is, 1, new reloaders don't know what they don't know. And 2, safety, whether you're a new reloader or an old hand, should always be paramount. There are a lot of potential pitfalls for new reloaders. Now, I don't mean to imply that reloading is as complicated as putting a man on the moon, but there is a fair bit to learn. A new reloader with a progressive press, which is the most complicated and maintenance-heavy press, has to juggle reloading and learning that press. Now, I don't care if you bought a Lee or a Dillon progressive press or anything between those two price points. All of them are going to require a lot of fiddly adjustment before they're turning out consistent and quality ammunition. And there are plenty of progressive press specific peculiarities and issues that a new reloader will have to learn about and possibly stay on top of. And that's in addition to the process of mastering reloading. More problematic is that the ability to stretch your legs with a progressive press and really crank out ammunition is there, and it's temptation that many overconfident newbies are eventually going to succumb to. So you could have someone with a possibly shaky grasp of reloading, unaware of the potential mistakes they're making, pounding out hundreds of problems in short order. Contrast that with a single stage press. It's a slower process, one that forces you to go one step at a time. As a new reloader, you're going to have a chance to practice each individual step in the reloading process before you move on to the next. And the opportunity to catch a mistake you're making will probably introduce itself earlier in the process than when you have a couple of hundred completed rounds sitting next to you. I'm not saying that a single stage press is, well, a magic bullet against mistakes. It's still quite possible to make a mistake early in the process and only figure it out near the end. What a single stage press can do, however, is teach you to be aware of each individual move in the reloading merry-go-round before you start combining them into single steps, as a progressive does. Once you're comfortable enough that you've learned reloading past the basic level, perhaps even the intermediate step, I'd say then move to a progressive press. Remember though, a progressive press does limit you to the pistol and small rifle calibers, so perhaps keep that single stage press if you want to reload large rifle calibers or as a dedicated deep priming station. So what about turret presses in all of this? To be honest with you, I think turret presses still have some problematic aspects for new reloaders. They're better for a new reloader if they want to skip past a single stage press, but aren't confident enough for a progressive. But they can still fall prey to running before they've learned to walk because the opportunity to do more and quickly is there. I know there are people who are going to argue that it's silly to start someone off on a single stage press if you know they're eventually going to be using a progressive, someone who needs a lot of ammunition for practice and competition. My only counter, and you can accept it for what it's worth, is they should consider a single stage press to be part of the learning and mastery process. Perhaps I'm a bit biased towards single stage presses and being overcautious when it comes to new reloaders. Fair enough. But I learned almost every reloading pitfall there is while using a single stage press. And if I ever want to integrate a progressive press back into my workflow, I only got to learn the press. At the end of the day, if you're only ever going to be reloading full power rounds, the choice is easy. It's a single stage press. If you're only reloading pistol and small rifle calibers, start with a single stage before eventually moving to a turret or, better in your case, a progressive press. And if you're a buffet reloader, single stage before adding a progressive or turret and using both. So what say you? Am I being patronizing to new reloaders by steering them towards a single stage press, even if I know a progressive press may be in their future sooner or later? Or am I gently guiding them through the first steps of reloading before I turn them on to some mechanical monster that'll pound out ammunition like John Henry hammered steel drills into rock? Feel free to leave your comments below. I'd love to hear your perspective. At any rate, I hope you found today's video to at least be vaguely entertaining and mildly informative. As always, I hope you have tight groups whether you reload or not. Take care, and bye-bye.